Everybody, welcome to the Steelers Nation Unite weekly huddle presented by Hyundai. I'm Missy Matthews. This is Mike Mitchell. It is the playoff first round bye week, so we're glad for you to be here today.
I know. I'm glad that I could be here and talk to the fans.
All right, we have a lot of questions, so I want to jump into it. The first one is from AJ. He wants to know, Mike, have practices been run any different this week because of the bye?
It's probably been a little more strenuous. Coach hasn't taken it easy on us at all. We actually put the pads on 2 days this week, which is rare. Usually we're not in pads at this time of the year, but we don't have to work Sunday, fortunately, so we got to work this week.
All right, Tom wants to know, how do you feel about the secondary this year with the addition of Joe Hayden and the way the rookies and some other talent on the roster have been playing?
Very excited about it. I was very excited about the group before the year, but obviously I think Joe's just been – I can't say enough good things about him. We're just very, very, very similar. We get each other. Even though we've played the shortest amount of time together out of anybody, I spend more time with him probably than any other guy in the secondary. We just get each other, man, and I'm thankful to have him. He's such a great player. Obviously, I think he's an elite. I don't know where you rank him, but I know he's somewhere at the top as far as corners in this league. So when we were getting him, obviously I didn't know much about him. I just knew he was a good player. But now we have him. I got to know the type of person he is, plus the player he is. I mean, I couldn't be happier.
Okay. Steel Dream 7 says, hi, Mike. What gives you a bigger adrenaline rush, an interception, or a hard hit that causes a fumble for a Steelers recovery?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to get interceptions because I feel like that's what gets tweeted at me all the time. Yeah, interceptions, man, because obviously, if you give the ball back to Ben and let them guys do what they do and score, it's probably more beneficial.
All right, Skydog1 says, is there a story behind your jersey number? Good luck in the playoffs.
No story. Really, just Rob G just was trying to charge me too much money. And even though I have a decent amount of money, I was too cheap, I guess, to pay.
All right, this is from unknown member. What is your favorite type of food and why?
Barbecued ribs. That's an easy one. My mom makes great barbecued ribs in the summer. Homemade is the best. I could literally eat it every day.
Jenny wants to know, when you walk into Heinz Field, do you still get goosebumps?
Not at all. I don't really know if I did even when it was my first year here. I think Coach does a good job of establishing us early in the offseason, like in March and obviously in training camp. It's not the building that's special. It's what we do on the field that makes it special. It's what we're doing that makes the crowd special. So, there was never really any chills. I just knew that that's the place where I'll be doing my business and doing my work, and I want to try to do it at a high level.
Okay. Auto Enthusiast says, Mike, can you name a couple of NFL players that you loved to watch as a kid?
Yes. Safeties, John Lynch, Brian Dawkins. I caught the tail end of Rod Woodson. Ray Lewis, I probably shouldn't say that because he's a Raven, but if we're just talking, I mean, at that time I was 16, 17, so you can't hold that against me.
Okay. BMax says, hashtag Lurk Gang. First off, congratulations on making the playoffs. And Lurk, by the way, is our keyword today, L-U-R-K. Keyword. We'll remind you. When did you start using the Lurk Gang symbol? Lurk Gang for life. Go Steelers. Thank you. Have a great day.
So I was actually in Carolina, and that's how this whole lurking thing even started. My orthodontist at the time was just, well, obviously you have a great relationship with your orthodontist. You're seeing him like once every week, every 2 weeks, and he was a big Panther fan as well. And he was just like, bro, you are always lurking out there. Like, I love to see it. And then when I saw it, I really, that's not a word that I use, even now. That's not a word that I use too often. So I ended up looking it up, and it was kind of like scary, eerie, something to be afraid of. So ever since he started saying it, I ran with it and took it. And we kind of made our group, the secondary down there, the Lurk Gang. That's kind of how it started. But then when I left, since it was, it got made about me, I just brought it here, and the Lurk Gang is all the people that's just love and support 2-3.
All right, Jenny P23 says, Mike, I noticed at the Browns game you didn't have your signature look with the terrible towel wrapped around your face, but instead a black mask covering it. Was it because it was brutally cold?
No, to be honest, Jack didn't bring it to me before the game. Jack Kearney. Blame Jack. That's the one time in probably 4 years, maybe. I think he forgot. He usually brings me my 5-hour energy and my towel before every game, and I didn't have a towel. I almost panicked, to be honest.
We'll have to work on that for next week.
Yeah, I legit almost lost my stuff.
Steelers Newbie says, is your pregame routine different during a playoff game? What are players doing this week during the bye?
I'm just going to be hanging out, relaxing. Really, anytime you can. The job is so stressful, and you put so much time into it. Anytime that I can take a day to really just get away from it, I do, because, I mean, you guys know I'm walking past you guys early in the morning. I'm in this building so much, and football requires so much of your life, dedication, and focus. Anytime you do get a true break to be able to take a step back and just breathe, I do that.
All right, we have another follow-up about the terrible towel. Ryan wants to know, why do you wear it around your face during intros?
Simply just Ike Taylor, man. Obviously I wasn't a Steelers fan, so to speak, because I was playing in Carolina and Oakland, but I had always loved and admired Ike Taylor. I was like, yo, this dude looks crazy when he does it for intros. It just so happened I ended up signing here, and no other team I played for had towels, so I never could do it. But the minute I signed here, I was like, I'm putting the towel around my face like Ike Taylor.
All right, Rick wants to know, what is your pregame ritual?
I don't really know if I have a ritual. Just come into the building. I like to get there 3.5 hours early. I do my little warm-up and things that I do to get my body right, but there's nothing overly specific. I just get ready to play.
Okay, Heather says, what goes through your head when the screen goes black and Renegade comes on?
All bad things for the other team. Usually the first play is, I think it's like Brian, or maybe it's Moats yelling, but then it's all big hits and great plays afterwards, and you want to try to make more highlights so that way you can be on the screen next game.
All right, Billy from Cincy says, Mike, being an alumni of Ohio U, oh yeah, do you ever make it back to campus to take in a game?
Obviously we're working, so that's extremely tough. I try to go back like once a year. I actually didn't go this year. I know Chris Rogers, Coach Burrows, Coach Solis, you guys are all probably mad at me, but I didn't get to make it this year. But I try to go back at least once, usually in like the spring or whatever. Just holler at the guys. I appreciate you being a fan in Cincinnati, man. I know that's a tough place. My nephew goes to school there. That's where I'm from. So even when I go to his basketball games, they were in the regional tournament, and people were chanting "Who Dey," and it took a while for me to understand, like, oh crap, they're saying "Who Dey" like to me. Yeah, it's just nuts. So that's always a hostile place. I appreciate your support, though. I know it's lonely down there.
All right, Carlos says, Happy New Year from Mexico. What has been the best thing, maybe a moment or play that has impressed you the most from this team so far?
A moment or a play. Probably the best play was AB's sideline catch. I forget what game, but it was a particular toe tap. I mean, it was ridiculous. Barely got the 2 feet in, but I don't even know why I'm surprised. I mean, he does that
all the time. All
the time. But it was just in that game, in that moment. I remember everybody on the side was like, man, did he get that? Did he get that? And then when they reviewed it, it was like, why did we even question did he get it?
He's had a few of those this season.
I mean, yeah.
Alan wants to know, are you a soccer fan? If so, do you like Messi?
Huge. No, I hate Lionel Messi. I'm a Real Madrid fan. Hala Madrid. Ronaldo all day. That's who I rock with.
Okay.
Champions Cup 2 years in a row.
Super Seal for Life says...
Me and Troy used to beef about that, too.
Really?
All the time, yeah. He's a big Barcelona fan, so El Clasico, we would always talk about that, like, in the summer. We still will text each other, like, before the game. Just, man, Madrid's getting this one. I didn't know he was an adamant Barcelona fan. I guess Joe, me and him are going to have to start beefing over it now, because I saw him with a Barcelona, like, hoodie on the other day. Almost snatched it off.
A lot of soccer fans. Super Steel for Life says, how is this group of rookies this season?
I think they're fantastic. To be honest, I mean, there's maybe been a guy here, a guy there, but I think for the most part, our draft picks have been outstanding. They're all guys that you want to help. Just quickly pop out in my head is Sean Davis and TJ Watt. 2 dudes that just, you want to help them because that's just how they are as young guys. it's like Sean's goofy as heck once you get to know him. But he's just the way that he works, the way that he goes about his business. He makes you want to be like, yo, this is all the knowledge I have. I want you to be the best player that you can be. And just being with TJ this year, I mean, he's the exact same way. Obviously, he's got a family pedigree. He's been probably a professional since he was 16 or 17 years old. So I should have expected that out of him. But those are two that just jump out at me. They've been outstanding.
Okay. Mr. Burns, Steelers 1, says, what kind of workouts do you do in the off-season to maintain your conditioning?
Hard ones. You want me to elaborate?
Yeah, a little bit.
So I usually, like last year, I went with James. I don't know if I'll be doing that anymore. Training out in Arizona. And then I usually go to Florida because I have a great track and field coach that I go to. Football, especially my position, involves a lot of sprint work and you need to be fast. So I spend the early part of the year really just healing because I'm always fairly banged up. I think when people meet me, it kind of offends me, but they're always like, man, I thought you'd be bigger. No, it's just the TV does that. I'm not a very big guy, but I do run into people all the time. So I usually just try to let myself heal. And then sometime around March, it's when I get back into like the lifting and light cardio. And then summertime, I'm basically
Starts back up.
Yeah, I'm a track and field runner after that.
All right. Well, we thank you very much for your time, for joining us, for Mike time as well. Have a nice bye week to everybody. Don't forget the keyword is lurk, L-U-R-K. And yeah, we got a little terrible towel here. He's ready. He'll have one on for next game on Heinz Field, 1 o'clock. Opponent to be determined. All right. Thanks for joining us on the Huddle presented by Hyundai. We'll see you next time.
Now y'all know how to